Guyana's deputy police chief suspended as authorities probe allegations of corruption and misconduct. And in sport, Pakistan hoping to secure a semi-final spot in the ICC Cricket World Cup. I'm Ricardo Robertson. This is Caribbean in 10 for Wednesday, June 26, 2019. I'll be back with the details after the break. Guyana's Deputy Police Commissioner Lyndon Alves has been suspended from the Guyana Police Force pending the outcome of investigations into serious allegations of corruption and misconduct. Last week, the Guyana Police Force broke its silence on the corruption allegations which were raised in the press and on several social media platforms. We get more in this News Source Guyana report.
The government has already ordered a full probe into the allegations. News Source understands this evening that at least 3 other senior officers could also be facing suspension soon. Senior government officials have confirmed the suspension of Mr. Alves. In the past few weeks, several damning allegations of corruption were leveled against the crime chief by a number of junior and other officers of the Guyana Police Force. Some of the allegations stem from his time as commander of B Division and since his elevation to the post of deputy commissioner. Most of the allegations center around him calling in favors of junior ranks for friends of his who might have found themselves running foul of the law. Some of the junior officers complained of instances where they would have effected arrests of certain business persons in the Berbice area and were allegedly ordered to release the persons on the instructions of Mr. Alves. There are also other allegations of misconduct and corruption being made against other members of the police force in the same Berbice region. In a statement this past weekend, the Guyana Police Force announced that the allegations were being investigated by the Office of Professional Responsibility.
Health authorities in Jamaica are warning that the current heat wave could be fatal, and they are urging residents to take preventative measures to deal with the excessive heat. A statement from the Ministry of Health and Wellness says extremely high temperatures are being recorded this year. Last weekend, temperatures in the capital Kingston soared to a record 39.1 degrees Celsius. We get more in this report from TVJ News.
So many complaints of excess heat forcing persons to seek shelter and cooling from the sun, we spoke with climate service specialist at the Meteorological Service, Glenroy Brown, to see how this year's temperatures compare to previous years. He says last year, 2018, was the 4th hottest year on the Met Service's 30-year record. A comparative study so far this year shows startling data.
Several parishes were actually receiving higher than normal temperature than what it was last year. As a matter of fact, in the corporate area, in Kingston, there were stations that were recorded as high as 39 degrees Celsius. That's 102 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's a significant drop. It is unbearable, and the word that we use for these temperatures is unprecedented. We have never seen these temperatures before on our instrument.
The increased temperatures were recorded last week. Summer officially started last Friday, June 21, and already a record has been set.
The Ministry of Health and Wellness is urging people to consume more water, exercise indoors where possible, avoid being in the sun during the middle of the day, and wear lightweight, light-colored clothing. Digicel has denied statements by Antigua's Prime Minister Gaston Brown that the company was in discussions with authorities to sell its operations in St. John's. It comes as the legal battle continues over the government's move to have 2 foreign companies, including Digicel, share spectrum space with the state-owned Antigua Public Utilities Authority. Last weekend, Brown told listeners to his private radio station that the government wants majority ownership, and if Digicel is prepared to consider APUA considering or acquiring Digicel Antigua, then they may have a deal. He said he believes Digicel is showing an inclination to have possibly a 49-51% situation. But a statement from the Digicel said the company has not received any approaches from the Prime Minister or anyone in government. He described Brown's statement as a distraction, noting that the real issue is the illegal actions by the government in seeking to confiscate Digicel's legally allocated spectrum for the benefit of the state-owned operator APUA. Last month, Digicel defended its decision to secure a high court order preventing the government from sharing any of the 850 megahertz spectrum it has been allocated with the state-owned utility company. Stay with us. Your Midday Sport is next.
Welcome to this year's 50th Caribbean Broadcast Union Assembly on the island of San Andres. San Andres is a small archipelago located in between Jamaica and Panama in the Western Caribbean Sea. A lush, exotic island rich in culture, history, gastronomy, and breathtaking scenic views. Known for its beaches and 7-colored crystalline waters, the island of San Andres will be proudly hosting this year's event. CBU members will enjoy top-of-the-line accommodations for an unforgettable experience in San Andres, connecting Caribbean nations through this year's 50th edition of the CBU Assembly.
Pakistan required 238 runs to beat New Zealand and secure their spot in the semi-finals of the ICC Cricket World Cup today at Edgbaston. Now, after winning the toss, the Black Caps were in trouble thanks to efforts by medium pacer Shaheen Afridi, whose 4-wicket haul left the Kiwis reeling on 46 for 4 at one point. However, Colin Grandhomme and Jimmy Nisham's 132-run partnership repaired the damage as they took New Zealand's total to 237 for 6. Here are the highlights.
Mohamed Almiri just continues to get it done for Pakistan this World Cup. Got to.
Haven't dropped him there. They have not dropped him there. Shaheen Shah Afridi picks up the edge of the bat. Munro's poor form continues and Pakistan well on top.
Lengths you talk about, the right length. Look at the seat position, pitched a little bit away from the left-hander, edge, and straight to Haris Sohail. Easy catch.
That's the key. Ned, what a catch! What a catch! The skipper, he knows how important that is. It's a breakthrough of this partnership that has been so crucial to New Zealand. Shaheen Shah Afridi strikes again.
Good seat position. Lengths we talk about, good areas, outside edge between first slip and skipper, and look at this, kept his eyes on the ball till the last second.
Another one. Latham doesn't even look back. Just a little tickle.
Beautifully bowled, finger is raised in another wicket for Pakistan.
Oh, what a delivery from Shadab Khan. Stolen one. Well, that'll be close.
And that's Caribbean Intent. Join us again at 6:30 for Caribbean Newsline. Good afternoon.